there are two parts in this part of the laboratory, and you will be doing both of them. Yes, what I expect is that to pass the laboratory, you need to pass all the tasks. So if any task, you fail any task during your normal time, you should make an appointment, and during the lab of some other group of you, like later today or on Friday, you will have to repeat the task and solve the problem that I give you. We are working only during the lab times. So you will get your tasks before the laboratory. At the beginning of the laboratory, you will get specifically what each individual of you must be doing, and you will be ending your work by the end of the class. Okay, so not working, I don't know with whom and how long, but during this class, during this meeting. So from the descriptions of our university, we are working synchronously online, not asynchronously. Okay. Yes. So that is more or less how I expect this part of the laboratory to proceed. An important part of what I want you to master today is that starting from next week, we are not working in Zoom. I have started the first classes in Zoom only to make sure that since you were working in Zoom with Dr. Walkowiak, that I didn't want to switch on the laboratories before talking with you. So that's why we are today meeting in Zoom. Starting from next week, we will be working in MS Teams. In MS Teams, I will be using the mechanism of assignments. So possibly I will share the screen and show you how it all looks so that you know what to expect. So I will switch you to from the okay. So we switch to your task. You already might see I have already approved you to this class, the programming systems and environments. So you should all be available, and you should be able to switch to this view. And so inside this, I will be making, I will be scheduling meetings, and will be using the mechanisms of MS Teams for the meeting. We could use Zoom, but since for me it's very important that we will be working with assignments. Assignments is something that I need to prepare for you. I have already prepared it for you. From your point of view, you see, you see an assignment. That's not what I want to do. Okay, so when I move into the assignment, this is my view. You don't see the assignment like this, but from your view, you see each assignment with information when it is due. So that means when you, at the latest, you need to input the solution. instructions which you should read before the lab, and because there will be information there what to study, how to prepare. And during the lab, you can upload your student work to the assignment. And what is important for me is that I can use the feedback to tell you what to correct and what is wrong and so on. And also I can give you the individual tasks in here. So that is the way we will be working, that I will be giving you the individual task using the commands. Those commands you can see in your view of the task. You can upload the file with the script which you have developed, and I can look at it, tell you whether it's correct or not, and grade it. Okay. So that is the way we'll be working. Since the assignments is the way I want to monitor how you are working, and I have to use, that means that the meetings which are in Teams also available, I will be using the Teams meetings so that not to run two different applications at the same time. So today I will not be running the meeting, but you will be able to see an invitation to a meeting in the general channel of our class. From there you can join to the meeting. I don't think you get email notifications of the meetings. You get messages from MS Teams that that a new assignment has been input, but you have to just watch the general channel. But you don't need that in advance. When you get into MS Teams, you will be able to join the meeting. Now, I know from the group on Friday that you have some courses using MS Teams, so that should not be a problem. I think the only one who might have some problem is Mr. Szymański, who told me that he is directly working in Linux, but there is an MS Teams client available for Linux. You will have to go to the web pages of Microsoft and from there download it to your computer, hopefully without any problems. Or maybe you already have done it for the classes which are running using MS Teams.
Yes, we have one other course which is on Teams, and it works well.
Yes, so you already know how to do it from Linux. Okay, so then in that case you have no problems working directly in Linux. Of course, I can't expect any of you to reformat your disk or to make new partitions and run Linux on your laptop. So instead of that, I was advising you to use a virtual machine. I can support and help you with VirtualBox. I probably will be able to help you with if you are using Docker, but I haven't used a lot of Docker. I certainly don't advise you to use Microsoft subsystem for Linux, because the group, the Friday group, one person was using that, and it turned out that the file system which they developed does not support file attributes at all, which means that since a lot of scripts manipulate or check attributes, because that's one of the more important things that you need to learn how to do, and that wasn't supported there. So maybe it was incorrectly installed, this Microsoft subsystem for Linux, but until I do it and find out what is the problem, I would not advise you to use that system. Okay, so you know one thing, how that we will be using NS tools. Another thing that I need to show you, I have asked you to install two programs. One is the program. In case you are not using Windows, but some other strange operating system, an email that someone is using Mac, then you have to look in Mac what are the available software. But you need to have a program, a program for remote terminal access to the server using SSH protocol. PuTTY is very good, so that was why I was recommending it, but anything else, if you want, can be done. So the first thing working this way, you need to log in to your system. So the login name for you is the first letter of your first name and up to 5 letters from your surname. And then you can try to log in and it will ask you for password. I am showing you how I work, but I also would like to require you to try doing it today. That means to log in. Okay, you should be able to do it. And the question is, are you trying now to do it? If anybody has problems logging in, please let me know now, because we need to solve it. At least one method of working with Linux you must have for next week. So today, I hope to solve the problem with this. Yes, because sometimes it turns out afterwards that you broke the virtual box or something and you cannot proceed. I had such problems last year that, okay, everything worked, but at one time someone was reporting to me that he can't finish the lab because VirtualBox has broken down. So I advise you to do it as well, especially since I have made you the logins for everybody, and the password is very easy to guess because it's your student ID. We need to change the passwords today. Okay.
So the login and password is our ID.
Yes, Your login name is first letter from your first name and up to 5 letters from your surname. If you have problems with logging in, that it is rejecting you, I will have to check my mail because I have, obviously some combinations of letters are already occupied by others, and then I will need to check what is your specific login name. So if you have problems that it rejects, let me know and I will check with the letter and tell you.
Yes, I got rejected. Świątek Dominik.
Yeah, Świątek. And you have used Polish letters only. Sorry, English letters only.
Yes, English.
Okay, so let me see. Okay. No, it should be working. It's first letter of your first name and, oh, sorry, 6 letters of the, okay, so I have made a mistake. It's up to 8 letters, not 6 now.
Yes, I wrote.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Can you tell mine? I don't have a surname.
I have already checked that last. It's T dash only. T is, sorry, no, T hyphen. Your login. And your password is the 6 digits password.
So I think I got banned.
Sorry?
I think I got on the blacklist.
Rejected?
Yeah.
One moment. No. It's just your name.
No, I mean I can't connect anymore.
Ah, you have tried too many times.
Yeah,
yes,
twice.
You have to take care about that. So you will not be able to do it today. That way you will have just to work on your local account. You have to be careful. Yes?
I guess I also have that problem because at the first try
You
I
have
entered
tried
the
too
wrong
many times.
name.
Yes. Your login name, because probably you have made the mistake.
Yes,
is
that's right.
the screen. Okay, so
Professor?
yes.
Hello. For me also it shows unable to open connection to HTTP and host does not exist.
That is something. That means that you have no. That is something else. That simply means that you have written incorrect. Sorry, incorrect. I will look at. And so here you have to write the address, which is like this, and port number must be 22, and the protocol connection type must be SSH. Okay. If you you must have misspelled the address because there is no way a host does not exist.
Yes, I also got banned by the server.
Who is speaking now?
Świątek Dominik. I got banned by too many times.
Mr. Świątek, yes?
Yes.
Yes, that is possible because if you try too many times, you get the connection is being refused and you must wait. Next week, it will be working. But today, that's it because for a few hours, it is closed. That's a method of preventing attacks which are just based on trying things repeatedly. So your IP address now is banned. You could connect if you had a different IP address connecting from.
Sorry, could you remind me what password should we use?
Your ID number.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Your student ID number, the 6 digits ID number. Okay, all of you who have managed to log in, right password there. It will ask you for your current password and then I must have misspelled something. And then it asks for the new password. And you must write some new password and it must be accepted. I probably think that the one I write now will not be accepted. Yes, because it is too similar to what I already had. And so I will yes, but I can't tell you how because it's a quite complicated program. Actually, in Linux, there is a program for checking easy passwords. And when you are inputting your password, it checks whether it is easy or not, and either rejects it or not. So try using something which is not simple and try to not forget it because normally I can reset the passwords, but it will not work from outside the university. And since I am conducting this lab not from the university, it will be a problem for me to reset your passwords. So try to avoid forgetting the new password. Okay, and if you write the password, you can you will be asked to repeat it. Okay, and then you get text that the passwords have been changed. I will change it back. Okay. So have all of you who have managed to log in changed your passwords now? Okay. So we have done now one of the two things. Another thing is that you will have to transfer files between the server and your laptop. For that, what you can use is something which is called WinSCP. If you are using Mac, is the person who asked me for the Mac from this group or not? So I think it's from the next group. But if you are using, then you have to look in the Mac, I think, Play Shop it is, and find some.
Sorry, actually, I'm here. I had a problem with microphone.
Okay, so
and I've tried with the CyberDuck, and I logged in.
That's what I have read, that it is possible to use. I hope that that's true. Okay, otherwise, this is needed. This WinSCP is only needed for transferring files between server and client. If you don't solve this problem, then you have no problem working locally. So I don't know whether you have a virtual machine on your Mac from which you can work. Okay, so there are problems. So login from WinSCP is exactly the same as from PuTTY, because it's SFTP or SCP, the two protocols which can be used for file transfer. They are based on SSH, so exactly the same password. You will be okay, and you will be able to work also with this. When SCP, you only need to transfer files between server and client. In case of WinSCP, you just can, okay, let's see some file like this. Okay, you can transfer it just like this.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
If my main operation system is Linux, can I use any alternative?
If your main operating system is Linux, you don't need WinSCP, because you can use directly SCP command from the command line, or you can use SSH directly from the command line. So the problem in any Linux, it's no problem, because there are native commands which do it. Actually, PuTTY is a clone of SSH client, which is available on practically, I think, on any computer, even if you on any Linux, even if you don't have any extra packages, but because I think it is necessary for the basic installation. So you can always connect SCP the same.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I just want to mention that if you are running the updated Windows 10, I think that there is already SSH and SCP built into Windows.
Yes, but it's very bad.
Okay.
At least the terminal is very bad. It doesn't behave as it should be. I'm not speaking about file transfers because I don't know, but about connecting as a terminal, it is not working well. I think PuTTY is much better. And it's a very small program, so no point in complicating things. Okay, so.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I was trying, but I couldn't type anything on my this PuTTY window.
You are working now with remote login?
Yes.
And you have already logged in or not?
No, when I put my password, I cannot able to type anything in it.
Okay. Can you show me your screen? I will stop sharing for a moment. One moment. I have to enable that. Okay. Can you share screen with me? Okay. So it's waiting for your password. Okay. In Linux, it will not work like it does in Windows. If you type in password, it doesn't show you asterisk, it just enters. So you probably already have entered a long password. So either print enter and it will tell you it's wrong password and you will try again. I think that's the easiest way. So
I think that
enter.
inactive, it's something.
Press enter. But one moment, your login is not correct. I was showing you. One moment.
It is
One moment.
inactive.
One moment. Your login is okay. Okay, right here, right now, you has dot. Okay, you might, okay. Now small t, okay, enter. Okay, and your password is your student ID. Okay, finished? Then press enter. You made a mistake. Okay, so you have logged in.
I'm sorry, I also have got a problem to log in. Can I also share my screen?
Okay.
Okay, so that's it. That's the IP.
Yes.
I'm clicking open and it's look like this and nothing is happening. I don't know if I should wait longer or...
Okay. I don't know because that's very untypical network error. Are you logging from Poland?
Yes.
Sorry. So press OK and start. Close this window and start again. Okay. One moment. And you didn't change anything else, have you?
I just tried to log and then.
Okay. No, don't press anything because I want to think about it. Are you working from home?
Yes.
And what are you using for connecting to the network? Neostrada or
UPC.
Okay. I have no idea because it looks to me as if connections to port 22 or to this address are being blocked by your network provider because it obviously doesn't reach your reach the destination. So I have no idea how to solve that. Usually nobody blocks port 22, so it's something strange for me.
But it worked one time, but then it's freeze and I have to restart it, and then something like this happened. So it opened once and now it's not.
One moment. I have no idea. Please try again. Because the server is running, because I can do things on it. It's just that you have problems. Okay. I have no idea what's happening really. Let me think.
Maybe I will just restart my computer or something.
No, that is pointless really. It looks as if your connection is blocked. yes, you have no answer from the server, and the server is up, which means that it is something with the connection, and I have no idea. I think that there is something with your network connection, really, that it is blocking you from using. I don't know whether the domain UI address or the port number, because it's typical for firewall blockage, something like this. But I have no or it could be that that you have on your computer blocked your connection. But are you using are you using the firewall from Windows or something else?
I think the default one. I have got also asset from some viruses.
Okay, but it also has its own firewall. So maybe it's the problem with the firewall. If it is asset, it might be that it dynamically has blocked you in some way. But I have no idea. I never had such problems, neither with asset nor with Windows. Not with PuTTY. I had similar problems with other software, but
Okay, so maybe I will try.
well, about pinging, you might try pinging it, but I don't think that will really solve much. Instead of and you don't have local virtual machine?
I have.
Okay, so for today you will work with it, but try during the week to see whether you will be able to log in. If not, I will try to help you next week. But the suggestion about pinging nowadays is rather not probable, because ping doesn't work most of the time because it's being blocked usually. Okay.
So I will stop share.
Okay. So to continue, I was trying to show you the okay, I will share now. I was trying to show you. Yeah. And we might try moving some file. That was what I was trying to do. Okay, and that's it. I have the file now. Yeah. Okay. So to wrap it up, when you write a script, you can write it up locally using Notepad or anything, and using WinSCP send it to the server, or you can, and I think that is a better approach, because it's more efficient. Then when you are on the terminal, you can use one of the text editors which are there. You can use Nano, you can use VI, but only if you know what you are doing, because otherwise that will be not a very good idea. And then when you are writing the script, you should in the first line, you should write a hash, then an exclamation mark, and then in bash, which tells the operating system that, first of all, a hash means it's a comment, which means that the script, this line in the script doesn't do anything. But when the operating system accesses the file to check what is the content, it usually looks at the first few bytes. And on the basis of this line, it knows that the file is a bash file. This is different in Linux and in Windows, because Windows assumes that the extension of your file describes its contents. In Linux, the first few bytes of the file are being probed to check what is the content of the file. So this is a good idea to write at the beginning something like this. And then you can write, of course, you will have to write the task description, because the tasks are individual in comments somewhere here. Okay, and then you will write your script like this. Will produce a file by the name Allah. This will produce a directory by the name Ola, and of course you can write the file to disk. And you can see the content as it is. And you can run a script by writing bash, the name of the script, and arguments if you use arguments. And if you look at this, we have produced a file called Allah and a directory called Ola, and that is a script. So what I would like you to do now is to, since next week you will be writing scripts which do something, what I would like you to do now is to write any scripts and that you want. It might not be doing anything, it doesn't matter, but to submit it to the assignments. Okay, I will be waiting and see who of you manages to do that. For this, if you are locked out from the server, you don't need to do it on the server. You can do it on your virtual machine. In that case, you can get it to the Windows to send it further on by using shared directory. If you but anyway, what I would like to get from each of you is that using the MS Teams, you submit this environment. The introduction and the introduction assignment is so that I see that you know how to submit your tasks. You need to do two things. You need to upload the file to the assignment. Then there will be a button called Turn In, which you must press. Once you do that, by your name, here I get information that you have turned in the task. And this is all that I require from you today. For next week, you will have the first scripts to write. Today, it's just checking that you know how to do it. Okay, is it clear? So once you have uploaded the file for today, you can finish the laboratory. If you have problems uploading the file, please let me know and I will try helping you. Okay, so now I will stop sharing and I will be waiting for the files to appear. If you do that, you can log out because our meeting today is just ends with this. Yes. One moment. Open on the console. Then, if you want to transfer the file from your computer to the console, you have to use WinSCP. If you want to transfer it back, again, you use WinSCP. If you need to make a file on the computer, remote computer, you can use either Nano, Pico, or VI editor. All three are installed. You can use any of them. And once you have prepared the file, either locally on WinSCP or let's imagine how you will be working next week. Okay, you will be writing a script, you will be running it on your on Linux, and when you decide that the script is correct, you will have to upload it using MS Teams client, and that is what I am trying now to asking you to do, to take a file which you have prepared either locally or in the virtual machine or in the server and try first getting them into Windows and then uploading them into MS Teams. Because that is what you will be have to do to report your results next week. Okay, I see Mr. Krupa has already managed to upload. I will just check. Yes. Yes. Mr. Krupa has uploaded the file.
Yes, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
When we are sending you the script, we don't have to make the chmod and executable. We don't need to change the permission because this is only for our groups, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, there is one thing that I would like to ask you. When you are uploading the files to MS Teams, always use an extension, because you can use the extension .txt, .sh, .bash, any extension like that, but don't send it just without any extension, because then I can't, actually most of the text displays in MS Teams require extension to check what is the content of the file, and so I cannot open it. I have to download it from MS Teams and open it with one of my editors, which is not so peculiar as Microsoft ones. So it's easier for me if you use an extension. I have received one answer now, which I have to download to my computer to open it, because it is without extension. But I will manage today, don't worry, but for the future, you always use an extension.
.sh is okay?
SH is fine. Actually, almost anything is fine, but no extension is the worst possible solution. Okay, so this was also correct. Mr. Szymański also has uploaded the task, so that's okay. I have some more now. Yes, it's okay. And you will notice that when I check your extension, you will see that that you are informed that I have returned your assignment, and also the points which I have which I have given you for that. Of course, the points now are just 0 or 1, which means that you have managed or not. But next week it will be the mark multiplied by 10, because there are no half marks in MS Teams. Okay, so if you have received information that your assignment is returned and marked as 1 today, that means that you have successfully finished today's laboratory. Also, please make sure when you are turning it to not only to upload the file, but also press the key turn in, because until you do that, I don't see that you have done that. Okay, so I am waiting still for some assignments to pass in. You will have feedback that you have succeeded or not, because in the assignment you will have the information. So I think I will finish now our web meeting, and remember, next week there will be no Zoom meeting, but we will be meeting on MS Teams. Okay, so thank you, everybody. See you next week, and I am still waiting for the assignments. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.